Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I certainly enjoy killing fools in video games. And that's what you do in this game, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Trilogy Pack. So thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends. Okay, I'll tell you more. It's Assassin's Creed, and when I first heard of this game, I didn't realize what it was. I thought this game would be like a collection of old Assassin's Creed games, like the first two or three Assassin's Creed games, so I never picked it up. And then I played it a week or so ago, and it wasn't that at all. I mean, it's barely an Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed, but it's a side-scrolling puzzle type of game mostly. It's not an open world. I mean, the worlds in the game are 2D and they're big, but they're not, 3D open worlds. It's mostly puzzles too. I mean, this game focuses a lot on sneaking around and not getting caught, and also platforming. Of course, you can kill the various enemies in the game, but that kind of hinders your, let's say, style points. You get a lot more points, or whatever the game calls it, if you actually sneak past bad guys without being seen, or even better, without actually taking any lives. The game is divided up into three episodes. One episode is in China, the other episode in India, the other episode is in Russia, and all of these take place in different time periods, so you get a good bang for your buck with this game. In terms of the gameplay, they're pretty identical in every single time period and country, but there are some slight changes. Obviously, the graphics are different, your assassins have different attacks and different weapons, but the core gameplay is pretty much identical. You sneak to the right mostly, sometimes you change levels and dimensions, going into the background, going into the foreground. You hide from enemies when you can, you climb and jump, and you use various assassin tools to your advantage. Like, I think the tool I use the most is the knife. Sometimes you need the knife to throw at something far away, to affect something, the environment, to get further. I very rarely use assassin tools to actually kill the enemies. For example, throwing the knife, I tried it a couple times. It takes several knives to kill an enemy, and why waste all your knives when you can kill an enemy much easier face to face with your melee weapon? Yes, that's the thing about Assassin's Creed Chronicles, is the easiest way to get through the game is to kill everyone. Obviously, you won't get as many, whatever the game calls them, points, but you will still pass the game. There are, of course, times when it's hard to kill the enemies. Not so much when there's a lot of enemies around you, but sometimes there are enemies like on different levels. Like there's maybe an enemy with a gun on the second floor and you're fighting two or three enemies on the first floor. The enemy with the gun can shoot you and you die pretty quickly. You only have a few health points most of the time in the game. So you have to watch out for a lot of things in the game. You have to basically be aware of your surroundings, and you do have to have trigger fast reflexes to actually not get killed, which sounds tough, but it really isn't. You get the hang of the game pretty quickly and you get the timing of the enemies down. So if you actually want to play the game like a barbarian and not trying to sneak around, it just becomes a little too easy. One other thing in the game is it's a little oversaturated with things. There's like too many things. The levels go on for too long. You repeat the same things over and over. After about making the same kind of jump or hiding in the same kind of place for the, I don't know, 20th time, you kind of get bored. Saying all that, I think a game like this is a nice change of pace from other Assassin's Creed games, because it's not really an Assassin's Creed game at all. It's a completely different game, a completely different style. It just happens to take place in the Assassin's Creed universe, using the, let's face it, pretty stupid story of the Assassin's Creed mythos, which is all about assassins fighting Templars. There have been so many Assassin's Creed games now, and every single game packs on more and more onto the mythos, and it gets more and more convoluted and confusing and stupid. And at this point, I honestly think Pigs vs. Birds is less childish than Assassins vs. Templars. Overall, I mean, it's a fun game, but it does get repetitive. It can get challenging at times, but if you play it like a barbarian, it can be pretty easy most of the time, although even then there are some challenges. It's not a bad game. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for fans of Assassin's Creed, because this game has nothing to do with the type of gameplay in Assassin's Creed, but if you're into kind of puzzle, stealth-like, side-scrolling type games, this might be up your alley. It gets an official stanburdman rating of a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.